hippos. Now take a look here on your left. You'll see a black and white bird known as the saddle-billed stork. Tallest stork in all of Africa. Now that one there has not even reached its full potential yet, but when it does, it can get as tall as 5 feet. It actually has a wingspan of about 8 feet. Almost as wide as this tree. Now we're going to be entering the Safi River next, folks, and you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled because there's almost always going to be some hippopotamus here. Now, at birth, the baby hippo, they can weigh up to 85 pounds. A full-grown male hippo, well, they could tip the scales at about 5,000 pounds. And whoa, baby, that is a big boy. Let's see if we can find one now. It's really hard to miss something that weighs, well, you know, 5,000 pounds. I do see some hippos right there, up ahead, right there on your right. Now, they could actually hold their breath underwater anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes long. But to keep their bodies submerged underwater just like that, to keep their oversized bodies from overheating. But folks, if you take a look on your left, you'll see a whole bunch of those hippos. We'll try to catch up to them. Now, the birds on the island here on your left are known as the pigback pelicans, known for traveling in colonies, pushing schools of fish to shallow parts of the water to help each other feed. But I know you folks want to take a look at these hippos right here. Look at that. There's a whole bunch of them there. Now, hippos, they can actually open their jaws anywhere from 150 to 180 degrees. Imagine taking your jaw and opening it all the way out. Well, that's what they could do. Now, their skin is really sensitive too. They actually secrete this natural oil off their body called blood sweat. That's where they get that kind of pinkish look from. Use it as a natural sunblock to protect themselves from the sun. As a matter of fact, they use it as an ointment as well when they get cuts and bruises on their skin. We're going to keep on rolling along here, folks. 800 square miles of this reserve to cover. Only 2 weeks to see it all. Approximately 14 days out here in Safari. Hey, John Mother Wilson, this is Simba 1. Reach you loud and clear, buddy. Elephants? You don't say. Well, 10-4 Wilson, Asante for the tip. We'll head over there in a couple of minutes. Now, folks, we're going to be exiting the forest here into the savannah. See a whole bunch of different ecosystems. Actually, speaking of different, take a look at this tree right here in your right, known as the baobab tree, or the upside-down tree. Lives for a very long time by storing water in their trunks. Remains leafless 9 months out of the year. I've actually been told that that tree there is about 2,000 years old. Now, coming up next is my favorite view of the whole reserve, the Serengeti grassland ecosystem. Now, it stretches up for miles and miles across East Africa. You think of a superhighway for many migrating animals, and, well, that's certainly what you got right there. It's actually home to some of our more notorious animals, too, like the lion and the elephant. We might get to see them a little bit later, hopefully. This is, in fact, the wild Africa we're working so hard to conserve, folks. So hard. If you take a look at the landscape around us, you actually notice that it's created by the animals that live here. You see elephants, they act like bulldozers knocking down these trees, trying to get to the tall, delicious leaves up top. Giraffes, they act like pruning shears, using their long necks, reaching up, trying to get to the underside of these trees. Antelope, they act like lawnmowers, mowing down the long shards of grass. And little nibblers like the warthog and the gazelles while they trim the edges. It's a well-balanced ecosystem with plenty of food to go around. Actually, those hills that you see up there, those are actually termite mounds. Yeah, now you see, termites, they actually use their saliva and mud to make those mounds. Let them bake out in the hot sun. You get as hard as concrete. Now, folks, you see those animals there on your left, known as the Thompson's gazelles, or the Tommies, as we like to call them. And I know they look like little babies, but in fact, they are at their full-grown state right now. They weigh about 60 pounds each. Now, they have this really cool defensive mechanism where they're being chased by their predators, too. They'll start hopping from side to side, bobbing and weaving, kind of like a boxer does. Real cool stuff. They are, in fact, the second fastest animal in Africa. Range speeds anywhere from 45 to 50 miles per hour. Second to only cheetahs, of course. here to your right, you'll see another great view of the savannah right here. Absolutely gorgeous views out here, folks. Simply amazing. Can't imagine who would want to harm something this beautiful, in fact. Now, folks, coming up on your left here, you'll see these gray animals known as the white-bearded wildebeest, or the gnus, spelled G-N-U. When you think about 1.5 million gnus traveling along the Serengeti together, they actually make up the longest migration of any animal out here in Africa. There's been reported to be about 400 to 500,000 brand new baby gnus, I guess you could say, that are born when they're out there in migration. Real cool stuff. A whole bunch of them. Do the math. That's a lot of multiplication. Now, folks, you're going to see two different kind of animals out here on your right. The antelope on that hill right there is known as the Patterson's eland, or the pofu. Largest antelope in all of Africa, weigh about 2,000 pounds each. At their shoulder blades, they could reach as high as 6 feet. Now, also behind those trees back there, you'll see the Ankole cattle, the ones with the big horns, otherwise known as the Watusi cattle, named after the tribe that domesticated them, the Watusi tribe. Horns can get from 5 to 6 feet in length, actually 8 inches in diameter. Now, those horns of theirs, they are in fact hollow. I'm going to say they are light. It's the reason why they don't fall over when they stand up. Now, on your left here, folks, you'll see some giraffes. Now, there's two different breeds of giraffe here. The darker shade of giraffe is known as the Maasai giraffe. They stand anywhere from 14 to 16 feet tall, known for their edgy, oaky fur. Now, the lighter shade of giraffe, the taller one, is known as the reticulated giraffe. Standing anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall. Get their name from the Latin word reticulata, which means net, for their net-like patterns on their fur. The cool thing about giraffes, they only need about 30 minutes of sleep every single day. Spend most of their time eating, in fact.
30 minutes of sleep.
Monkey Point headed to elephant country, Wilson. On its own? That's horrible. Poachers? Well, Wilson, we certainly don't like poachers. We keep our eyes out for anything suspicious there, I promise you that. Now, folks, coming up on your right, you're going to see some elephants right there. Look at that. There's, in fact, a baby elephant there. Baby elephant has the second longest childhood of any animal in the world, second only humans. Their child is anywhere from 13 to 15 years. Usually follow their mother around until they're a full-grown adult, mimicking every single little movement that their mother does until they can fend for themselves. For some mother elephant, they can remain pregnant anywhere from 20 to 22 whole months. Now on your left, you'll see some mandrill monkeys there, known for the red and blue markings on their faces. Largest monkeys in Africa, hiding in the shade of the trees there. Now, there's some more elephants there on your right as well, but that just means we're getting closer to some more elephants. So we're going to try to catch up with the rest of the herd. So we're going to be turning on the radio here, folks. Raise your hand if you like to listen to music. Okay, cool. All two of you. We'll try to get the rest of them on board there. Don't worry. We'll try to get the flight music. Turn on some 105.1 WILD radio.
Of course. Hi.
Really slowly for you folks so you can see those elephants there.
I'm videotaping.
Probably why that road is blocked.
Oh, she's sleeping?
Elephants are just blocking the way. Boy, oh boy, I love the song. Yeah, this will play on my iPod every so often. So yeah, let's switch this radio up real quick. We're coming up to this bridge right here, folks, and well, it looks a little bit old, so let's say we take this one, Poli Poli. In Swahili, that means very slowly. And, well, you never want to hear that going on our bridge, do you? Anyway, so far so good, I guess. What am I talking about? There's nothing to be worried, folks. Hakuna Matata, right? No worries. Oh, well, man, looks like we're coming over. Let's get out of here. That was a close call. A little too close for comfort if you ask me. You folks are right back there. We didn't lose anybody. Now it looks like we're entering the red clay pits here, folks. You have to remember, Wilson was actually talking about this earlier. Take a look around, you notice there's